Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into cellular energy and two of the hottest supplements out there, NR and NMN. So, are these the real deal for turning back the clock on our energy levels, or is the answer hiding in plain sight? Let's get into it. You know the feeling, right? That slow, steady drain on your physical energy and mental sharpness that just seems to come with getting older. Well, what's really going on inside our bodies to cause this? The whole story begins at the microscopic level, inside pretty much every single cell you have. And it all comes down to these little powerhouses, our mitochondria. Think of them as tiny power plants inside your cells, constantly working to create ATP. That's the actual energy molecule that fuels everything, from your brain thinking to your heart beating. But here's the catch. As we age, these power plants just don't run as efficiently. And we're not talking about a small drop-off. It is staggering. Some research shows that after you hit 40, the energy output of your mitochondria can plummet by as much as 70%. I mean, imagine your phone battery suddenly only holding a 30% charge. It would change everything, right? Well, that's what's happening inside our cells. So, what's causing this massive energy crisis? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is this one single, absolutely vital molecule that our mitochondria totally depend on to do their job. It's called NAD, short for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. The easiest way to think about it is like a tiny rechargeable battery inside our cells. It's this electron shuttle that's essential for literally hundreds of cellular reactions, playing this crucial role in turning the food we eat into the energy our bodies can actually use. And here is the core of the issue, the central argument in the whole longevity field. Our natural levels of NAD drop, and they drop significantly as we get older. With less NAD, our cellular power plants start to struggle, our energy production just sputters, and our ability to repair damage gets weaker and weaker. Naturally, this discovery has kicked off a huge scientific race to figure out how to get our NAD levels back up. And right now, that race has two clear frontrunners. Meet nicotinamide riboside, or NR, and nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NMN. Both of them are what we call precursors. They're basically the raw ingredients your body uses to build more NAD. The pathway is pretty straightforward. You take NR, it turns into NMN, and that NMN then gets turned into the NAD your cells need. Now, even though they're trying to do the same thing, there are some key differences here that fuel a pretty fierce debate. See, NR is a smaller molecule, and its fans point out it can get into cells directly. NMN, on the other hand, is bigger, and some research suggests it actually has to convert back into NR just to get through the cell door before it can turn into NAD. This whole efficiency question is at the heart of the debate, and it gets even more complicated when you look at their legal status in the US, which is different for both. Okay, so this brings us to the million-dollar question. Do these supplements actually do anything? And maybe more importantly, what are they for? Are we talking about feeling a bit better day to day, or are we talking about actually living longer? Let's see what the experts have to say. So, on one side of this, you have neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. He takes NR and NMN, but he's super clear about why. He's not doing it to live longer. He does it because he feels a noticeable, subjective boost in his energy and vitality. It's all about how he feels. But then on the other side, you've got people like Dr. Mark Hyman. He's focused on the potential longevity benefits. The theory here is that boosting NAD flips on these longevity switches called sirtuins, which are basically your cell's DNA repair crew. The idea is simple. More NAD means better DNA repair, which could lead to a longer, healthier life. But then Dr. Peter Adia comes in and really pumps the brakes. He points out that taking what we see in animal studies and applying it to humans involves some massive leaps of faith. And he makes a really critical point. Right now, we have no solid proof that just cranking our NAD levels back up actually fixes an underlying problem or makes people live any longer. So this really boils the whole debate down. You've got the vitality claim. These supplements might make you feel more energetic. And then you have the longevity claim, a really interesting theory that they could extend your life, but a theory that is right now completely unproven in humans. So while all these experts go back and forth on these molecules, there is one thing that they, and basically the entire scientific community, agree on. There's one fundamental, powerful, and totally accessible tool for cellular energy. It turns out there really is an ultimate energy protocol. It is the most tested, most scientifically backed strategy we have for our cellular health. And you don't need a single pill or powder for it. That's right, it's high-quality sleep. It is the single most effective thing you can do. See, when you sleep, your body basically powers down its energy demand. This lets it do two crucial things. First, clear out all the metabolic junk that builds up during the day. That's stuff that makes you feel tired and foggy. And second, it redirects all that saved energy to what matters most: growth, maintenance, and repair. And Dr. Huberman really says it best. Sleep isn't just some passive rest state. It is the absolute foundation that your physical health, your mental health, and your performance are all built on. It is, without a doubt, the best tool you have. So after looking at the science, the supplements, the big debates, what's the actual verdict? What should we take away from all this for our own cellular health? Look, NAD precursors like NR and NMN are a genuinely fascinating area of science, and they might very well offer real benefits for how you feel day to day, that subjective sense of vitality. But let's be clear, any claims that they'll make you live longer are, at this moment, pure speculation. The human data just isn't there yet. So while supplements are an exciting frontier to watch, the most powerful, proven, evidence-backed strategy to support your mitochondria and boost your cellular energy is already here. It's mastering the non-negotiable, fundamental biology of getting enough high-quality sleep. And that really leaves us all with a critical question to think about. When it comes to our health and our energy, where are we putting our focus? Are we chasing the latest exciting supplement, or are we putting in the work to truly master the fundamentals that we know for a fact make the biggest difference?